G'day guys, it's Fargo here. I thought I'd get on the video playthrough bandwagon, give it a crack. Gonna go and have a go at Black Pine Alpha 1.1 by Blood, Sweat and Tears, or Death from Above 52 as he is known on the forums. Let's see how we go. Just a fair warning, I have had a few stiff Bloody Marys this afternoon, so bear that in mind. 9 holer, let's go pin 4, why not? 9 hole by a rookie designer who's looking for any feedback before he turns it into an 18 holer. Cool. Rookie designers are the best. I hope my microphone setup works. We'll see.
Hi there, and welcome to the game. That is
Looks
PGA
good.
Tour
Nice little clubhouse,
2K23.
Nice little
Can't wait to
what is it
see
called?
how your round goes today. Let's get things going. Let's have a good drive here. We have a par 4 first
looks
hole.
good. That tee box looks a little small.
Now let's crush this drive.
That's okay.
Middle of the fairway and stroll on our way from there.
What do we got? I'm just letting you know I'm on PS4, so I can't fly around and do all the fancy stuff. I'll just play it as it comes. What do we got? It looks nice off the tee. Clubhouse on the right. Bit of crowd spotted about. Yeah. I think that tee box area, you can, you know, if you add some forward tees, you can get that looking like a sort of really nice sort of first teeing area near the clubhouse. Bunkers are visible. Yeah. So. Just on these transitions here. I mean, this bunker's not sculpted too badly at all. It's pretty good. It might get a little bit narrow up the top there, but if that's the style you're going for, that's alright. I'm not too sure about just this little tiny little bit of rough that you get. I reckon make it bigger, or get rid of it entirely and make it flush with the fairway. That's just the stylistic sort of thing that I like. I do like some light rough, but again, there are plenty of good courses with no light rough. The planting looks nice. I'm not sure about that planting up there on the fairway, but I mean, it's a beater, whatever. Yeah, but otherwise it's alright. You got a so we'll drive down here, bunker on the left, rough on the right. Yeah. There we go. I'll also let you know I've just recently taken
Having that.
the meter and
Second
all
shot
vibrations
here on first.
off when I play. So if I blast a few putts 50 feet past the hole, that's the reason for it. Okay, so I don't know many courses that would have a bathroom facility after the first hole. Yeah, you don't need that in the first hole. 4th hole, 5th hole, something like that, that's alright. Not the first hole. Some of these transitions here. Oh, it's hard to control this thing. Alright. See how the fairway. Let's go around from the front so I can actually control this thing. And it's and it hits here. If you get the just line up the splines so that it So this mowing line carries straight on into the fairway mowing line. This makes it look a lot better. But it's alright. Again, you've got the little patch of rough around the bunker in the fairway. I reckon a little bit bigger. You know, if you're going to do sand in the fairway, you either have it in the fairway or just give it a bit of a fringe. You know, think about what the ground staff are going to do and how they're going to mow it. And they probably wouldn't mow it with just that tiny little sliver, but it's not bad. It's alright, not a bad little first hole.
This one's looking good.
Looking good with a big fast. There we go.
And look at you, not a whole lot left to do on this hole. Just a
What's
short
the green
putt.
look like?
Here we go. This putt for birdie.
Okay. It's pretty flat, which is okay, especially for a first hole. Now it's got a consistent slope running down from the back right to the front left. I don't know, be bolder, give it a bit more. Give it a bit more something. That's what I reckon. It's up to you, but that's just my opinion. These paths look good. They're smooth. They're well sculpted. They're the black mulch. That's a good texture to use, and the planting's pretty solid, I reckon. Yeah. So look at this light rough. So you got the light rough here, but it's pretty inconsistent. You got you got grass here. So the light rough's only light rough because someone's put a lawnmower over it, right? So that grass isn't going to be there. And that stuff behind the next bunker's not going to be there. So cut that light rough off. That can just grow in the heavy rough. And I'm not really sure why that fairway just sort of stops there. No one's going to mow that. Have a think about how people are going to mow things in real life, and it just helps give it a bit more.
Nice contact on that one.
Helps the course feel a bit more real.
Here's our second shot on hole number 2.
Okay. Par 5. It's alright. Trees in the fairway. Well, not in the fairway, but in the way, which I don't mind. You can get over them. You can go either side of them. What's the layout like? Yeah, it's kind of short. You can go either side. I'll just blast over it. Everyone's going to blast over it, so. Or unless I can't make it. Yeah, it's not bad. How's the bunker? Just feels very steep down here. This is light rough. So again, I don't know. Think about your poor maintenance crew. They got to mow this. And I don't really see how they're going to do that. I get what you're going for with making it pretty steep. You know, you don't want to be there. But I don't know if that should be light rough. Maybe cut that off as heavy rough. Maybe drop that lump here down a bit. I don't know. Again with the surfacing. That one's not bad. That's relatively flush. I'm not a big fan of green straight into heavy rough. Sometimes it works. But suppose transitioning the surfaces a bit less abruptly works, but this one at the end here, right, look how this just hits straight into the green. Now you want that to get in a bit smoothly. I don't know. What about cutting the green a bit closer and having some fairway with maybe with a light rough fringe just around that side, around this sort of planting. It just feels a bit funny how the surfaces line up there. Yeah, but otherwise, look, it's not bad. Oh, nice little areas. I'm not 100% sure what the little black sort of platforms are for. Are they just spectator areas? It's a little weird, but generally, look, the planting's nice. The atmosphere's nice. You got a little rocky area here with some, yeah. Again, the green's very flat. I don't know. Some people go way over the top, and I probably do a little bit myself with the green sculpting, and sometimes it's really hard to get that balance. But I think these are just a little flat so far. Let's hit this 3-wood, see what happens. You got your eagle. Oh, that was a terrible shot.
Yeah, this might be in the rough.
Yeah.
Okay, we're in the deep rough. Careful.
Everything's fast today, but that'll work alright. Oh, keep going. Thought that might. Wow.
You have a very long putt ahead of you here.
16. Ooh. There was a bit more of a slope than I was expecting. It looks flat, it looks flat, it looks flat, and then it just drops off there. Okay. I didn't even see that. Let's see how we go with this putt. I've got no idea. Putt there. Ah, perfect.
Oh man, just about.
Putting without vibration is a bit of a challenge.
Right there at 1 under.
But it's fun.
And what will happen on the third? Let's find out.
So what are we doing? Going back, is that the... Is that the clubhouse? Yeah, right. This pond... I think it needs to be a bit steeper going into the water, maybe. Maybe have the water around here. It's hard with the way that the surfaces transition and you get the sort of dirt around the edge, but it just looks... It looks like you're in a drought and that is a pond that's just dried up a bit too much. Maybe raise the water up a bit or get it a bit steeper going down, because it's really like lush and green. You've got beautiful planting, flowers, and then it's a bit of a puddle. It's not in a bad spot, right? It's short hole. You're you know, it's there for the hook or the pull. It's in a good spot, but it's not quite right. Little drivable hole. Bunker edges. Look, I'm not going to sort of mention them again. Especially here, look, you've got heavy rough and then light rough transition. Just these little details. I think add up. Yeah. That'll work. No.
Oh, that's off track. Okay, careful on this one. We're in the rough.
Not really sure why you've got a bit of a lump coming out here. That just looks a bit funny. Like the one on this side's fine because it's more in keeping with the contours of the ground. You probably, I don't know if you want to cut it off here a bit more because but on this side, I don't really see why that exists. A few portaloos back there, okay. But it's alright. It's good to try different things. But yeah, a little short par 4 goes alright. Let's see what we got. What have I gone to? I take my let's give it a chip. Oh.
Okay, here's a 24-footer.
Yeah, that was bad putt.
Here we
That's
go.
what you get with no vibration, especially when you're not paying attention.
Looking pretty good. That's what you wanted in there for par.
So I don't know why your clubhouse has got portaloos at the front. Surely there are toilets inside. Maybe they're undergoing renovations.
Okay,
I don't know.
1 under par on your round. And 4th hole coming up.
Yeah, again the water, it's not quite right. This one's better though, definitely. What have we got here? Some rocks and some planting. Yeah. I see what you're going for. I reckon just chucking in some green, like bushy stuff, some sunken bushes or something, just to, you know, mix it in with the flowers, sort of helps to give it a bit more of a natural look. Nice butterflies. I love the butterflies. But that's alright. See, look, you got get this transition going here, but you got a bit more of a fringe on the with the light rough, and it works better here. Yep, just surfacing, get everything flowing better. Not a bad little par 3 this. I don't really know why there's light rough all here. I don't know if that would be mown like that in any sort of normal golf course. It's not bad, but it's I don't think it's necessary.
This one's heading a bit right. Okay, from the green side sand. Hopefully we get up and down from here.
Take that.
Oh, just filleted that out of the bunker. Very, very nice. And you're 1 under for the day. And this hole is a long par 4 hole.
All right. Okay, there's a few things here. Mentioned on the first hole, but like keep this long grass off the light rough, definitely. Those water hazards, they're very small. So the one on the left there, if that's a little stream or brook that's sort of running down, that sort of size is fine, completely fine. But being 20, 30 yards long, like, I don't really know why it's there. That water would never, you'd never retain a permanent water hazard of that size. And that one at the front is just way small. It's also, I don't really know how far it is. I suppose the big drivers might get there with the wind behind, but otherwise you've got a little water hazard that's mostly going to be out of play for most people in most shots. Okay, and then these 3 bunkers on the left, right? I'm a big fan, and I put in my courses all the time. 3 nested bunkers down one side, and you can make them look really nice. But have a look at how they look like from here, from this perspective, right? I can just see this first one, and then I do the scout cam, and then I can see them up here, and it's, yeah. But from here, how about raising this up a little bit, this second bunker, so you can see it just above the first bunker, right? And then the third bunker, raising it up again, so you can see it above. So you get like a nested look, 3 bunkers on top of each other. It's it can look quite effective. It's a bit of a theme that I go for quite a lot, and I quite like it. But basically, this bunker's invisible from the tee, that bunker's invisible from the tee. Lift them up and sculpt them a bit more, so you can see them, and you can get a really nice look. And
I think we're heading to the sand here. Careful of this one, fairway bunker. Not sure what's going to happen here.
Yep, again, tighten up these transitions. Get the splines, you know, with the 2K, 2.3 designer, you can get the splines to meet really easily with the, you know, the yellow lines when you're placing them. So get everything to flow. Think about, like I said, how people are going to mow. They're going to mow in a line, and then they're going to drop the, you know, the mower down, and then mow the green. So, yeah, get them to meet, and it'll look a lot better.
And through some branchy stuff here. This is our 3rd shot. And this one to save par.
But look, a lot of the environment stuff, the trees you've used, and the grass and the planting, it looks pretty good. Oh. Especially that long grass, like
7-footer here. Looking good.
It's really easy to
and the putt drops
to use that long grass, and it looks a bit shit because you got the I can't even remember the word that I'm trying to use.
And that will put you up to even par.
You can't see it from a long distance, and then it pops into view. But this is this works. It's yeah. Yeah, a little bit of a rocky fringe around here, that's alright. You can, planting's one of those things, I plant too much myself, but more planting is always better than less planting. And you can put a bit more in here, but the rocky fringe around this pond works, it's good. This pond's better. Those lily pads look quite big, they look a bit oversized to me. Strategy wise, the hole's good, like for a drivable, it's a very short drivable 4. I don't know why the green, why would you cut green here? I reckon if the green came down here and then maybe had a runoff area of fairway down through here, that would be better. And then there's stuff at the back too. I just don't think that would be cut as green. I think smoothing out the green shape here would be better, and having some fairway around the side. Maybe sculpt it. Have a little runoff area so you can you know, collection area if you hit it long and left down here. Sorry, I've lost where I'm at. A little collection area here. I think that's better than this green. That the shape's a bit funny. Is it too short for a drivable 4? Probably. But yeah, goes alright.
This could be good. No laying up for you today, hey?
Yeah, bro, I'm not going to lay up on a 250-yard hole.
This par 4. All right, this next putt for eagle.
Let's see how we go. That's way short. Oh, no, it's not.
5 feet left to go. Looking good. Hey, brought your score down to 1 under after that one. Okay, this hole is a par 5. It's on the shorter end of the spectrum.
Yeah, again, same as what is it, the first hole or the second hole, which was a par 5 as well, wasn't it? With that fairway that just cuts off there, you don't need that. It doesn't add anything to the hole. It doesn't look natural. Yeah, I don't think it's necessary at all. So you got a 3-wood area here. It's a bit wider. Driver, yeah. I'm gonna hit a driver. See what happens.
Nope, there's a hook onto this one.
That was atrocious.
No, that one's
Let's
going
try that
down
again.
Into the water. And this is your
Again, those
third
tee
shot.
boxes are very small. It's a bit better. Ooh,
Oh no, heading to the beach.
struggling.
Setting up here for your 4th shot.
Yeah, this is a very, very short par 5. So if I put that on the fairway, let's just see what happens if I put that on the fairway, right? I'll go lob wedge and I'll just chip it out, right? Where's the chip? Oh, I can't chip out of a bunker, can I? Ha! I'd say that's not even a big
Okay,
drive.
I'm
That's
liking
just
it.
a
Back in the fairway. That's great.
280, 290 drive maybe.
Looks like this one's your 5th
This is a
shot.
par 5. And I got a 7 iron in. And there wasn't much trouble there, even though it's my 5th shot, right? But, you know, most people are going to hit that fairway. A 7 iron in with not a huge amount of trouble. You got a bunker on the right. Flattish grain. Not much trouble. It's a little bit straightforward.
Hey, I see you've put a draw on this one. I'm okay with that. All right, putting here for bogey. Oh my. Here's a 9-foot putt. There we go.
Yeah. So that's the problem with fairly flat grains, right? So that I just didn't even have to think about that and it went straight in. Which is okay sometimes, but they're a bit flat for me.
Teeing up here on the 8th hole.
Don't really know why this is here. Having little bits of like features and planting and stuff is good, but again, you're in the light rough, right? So what about just getting sort of heavy rough around here, and then it'll look like a little rocky sort of outcrop that the lawnmower's gone around. Yeah. So one thing about the bunkers, that they're not bad. They're quite they're sculpted nicely. They're not outrageous. They're not crazy, but they all look quite flat to me. So and not just the sculpting of the actual bunker itself, but just the bunker surrounds. So I don't know, if you see normally bunkers are dug into the ground. They're like, you know, especially with the, I mean, this is a parkland course, but the same concept applies with sort of more natural courses. Bunkers are dug into ground in places where, with natural, you know, natural hollows, or unnatural hollows, right? But this is, it's all pretty flat through here. So I reckon if you you know, drop, it's a little sort of pot bunker, but you know, drop it down at the front, have it in a hollow, I think it looks a bit better. What's the bridge like? Check out the bridge. I mean, yeah, that's fine. I mean, you can always make bridges better. Every bridge can be better. There's no problem with that, especially being in the shadow. Shadows are your friend when it comes to all these little details, because you can't really see the details when they're in the shadow, so just use that to your advantage. Let's
Yep, that's out of the top shelf. Good work. You can get down to even par after this putt if you want. Right by the hole. Here we go. Par putt. Let's do it. Let's see what happens here. We got a long par 4 for this one.
And then 9. So where are we? Is that the clubhouse again? Or is that a different... It's a different building. Okay, that's cool. Where are we? Where's the clubhouse? It's right. Your 9th hole doesn't have to go back to the clubhouse. It's, I'm not sure what that building is, and it's right there. It's very obvious on this hole, but it's a bit hard to work out its purpose. So this bunker is a lot bigger than any other bunker, like wider than any other bunker in the course. So, look, your bunkers don't have to all look the same, but sometimes a bit of sort of consistency helps. It just stands out a little bit, especially with this whole massive light rough here. Look, there are some holes with no light rough. There's some holes with small bits of light rough. This one's got a huge amount of light rough. You definitely want consistency in the light rough. I don't know why. You probably don't need that. That would be better just being heavy rough, or I mean, I know you've only got a limited amount of surfaces, but you've used that as the cart paths, and then now you're using it as a sort of tree mulch. So I don't think that quite works. What's with all this light rough here? Is this... Yeah, that's a bit funny. But anyway, it's alright. You've got a water on the right, bunker on the left. The width of the fairway is fine. You know, you don't want every fairway just being a you know, an accuracy test, but that's fine. Let's draw one around the corner. That'll work. So I noticed on that shot, as it was coming in,
That'll do.
Just something with
Pin's
the
about
splines.
145 yards away.
And it's just some little It's just a little bit angular there. Sort of more spine points and smooth that out a bit helps. It's just something that I noticed. That's too small, or it's a puddle, right? So at the end of a hot summer's day, that's all going to have evaporated, and it's just going to be a little mud pit. And then the rain comes and it fills it up. Like, it doesn't really make sense as a water hazard. Yeah, I don't mind some fairly aggressive sort of false fronts. That one works as long as it doesn't affect the playability, but that's fine.
It was a good one. Lining up for a 9-foot putt here.
So yeah, this is the last hole, I believe. So that's my first ever
that was almost
video playthrough.
The only thing left to do is sink this putt.
I hope it was informative and helpful.
And tapping it in to end your round. Nicely
look,
done.
there's plenty there to be getting on with. There's a few little issues that this is just my personal opinion, and I hope it's helpful.
Sports, thanks for playing.
Thanks for watching. See ya.